release 30 million barrels of oil, which is meant for a rainy day. He decided he's just going to go ahead and do it, even though, the damn price of oil isn't goddamn $100 a barrel anymore. He decides he's going to go ahead and keep doing it, and he doesn't do anything. I mean, he tried to artificially bring down the cost of oil, and it didn't work. Check out the price of oil today, folks. It is up $1.95 for WTI sweet crude. God damn it. What were you thinking, Mr. President? I mean, are you taking advice from David Axelrod? David Axelrod knew how to win you an election. He doesn't know how to run a country, Mr. President, all right? That Goolsbee economic asshole, that Keynesian economic jerk dick, he knows nothing about economics. I have to laugh at him every time that he confronts the business community with his so-called explanation for economic growth. That is nothing. It's a failure. It's a disgrace. But anyway, now that the president has not only depleted our strategic oil reserve, but he hasn't put a dent into prices. On the contrary, they have gone up, and the reason they've gone up, the reason I said they were going to continue to go up, even though we released barrels of oil out of the strategic oil reserve. It's because we have supply line problems. You understand? We have supply line problems in the Arab Spring that's continuing to happen here in the summer. We've got oil-producing nation states under, domestic unrest that's jeopardizing supply lines, supplies in general. You're having, attacks on oil fields out there in the Middle East, for Christ's sake. You've got weather that's, basically destroying a lot of the refineries out here in America. There's a whole bunch of reasons why this particular price is going up, and this is why I said when President Obama initiated this releasing of the strategic oil reserve, this is why I said it was going to go down and continue to go up anyway. So once again, the prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again. WTI sweet crude up $1.95, a percentage increase of 2.05%. All right, closing out today at, get this, $96.89 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. Let me tell you, that ain't too far away from 100. That ain't too far away from 100 as far as I'm concerned, and I don't know what the president is going to do. What's going to happen when this damn oil price really spikes? We've already tapped into the oil reserve. What is the oil reserve just going to be like a get out of jail free card or something? Every time it. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm trying to rationalize this crap. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I know it's political. I know the president did this so that he could try to artificially bring down the cost of gas so that the voters can be like, yeah, Obama, he brought down the gas, man. He brought down the gas, man. He did it, and you got to vote for him, man. Seriously. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me move on. Canola futures are up $1.10 today. We've got cocoa futures up $72 today. Jesus Christ. That's a percentage increase of 2.28%. We've got coffee futures. We saw some sell-offs here within the past couple of weeks. The bottom feeders came in today, and we saw some spikes. It was up today $5.95, a percentage increase of 2.26% for coffee, and then corn. Goddamn corn. These corn ethanol assholes, believe it or not, are really greasing the palms of these soulless cash whores in Washington. And I know that the Senate, basically said that they wanted to lift these subsidies or taxpayer money to go to these corn ethanol producers. But it looks like the lobbyists, the corn ethanol lobbyists, may win this battle. And unfortunately, the taxpayer, when I say we, I'm talking about the taxpayer, we're going to have to continue to pay for turning food into fuel. I mean, it's the most stupidest concept of all time. We are burning food. This is a contributing factor to the increase of everything at the grocery store. We're burning food so we can so-called provide an alternative energy source to petroleum. It is the most stupidest, ridiculous, pathetic excuse of all time. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's disgusting, man. I can't believe it. It's horrible. Let me tell you, I'm in the middle of barbecue season. You understand? I mean, that's what I was doing out there at the beach, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Barbecuing at the beach. It's what I do. I'm a Texan, babe. I'm from Texas. But, I like corns. And I remember when corns were like, $9 for $1. You know what I'm saying? 9 for a goddamn dollar. Now they're 2 for a dollar. I mean, they were getting as high as 1 ear of corn for 1 freaking dollar. Now, can somebody tell me how this happened other than artificial meddling into the private sector by the government? I mean, providing taxpayer money to these so-called, corn ethanol producers that are doing this ridiculous nonsense. I'm just saying. Anyway, let me move on. Corn is up. I hate saying it every day, but it's up $15.75. That's a percentage increase of 2.64%. Cotton is down at least. That's one of the commodities that are down. Cotton is down $2.29, a percentage decrease of 1.94%. Now, does this mean that we are no longer going to see these little fruity-ass, dumb, stupid male attire that I see all over Austin, Texas? This stupid douchebag look that, hey, dude, I'm just going to wear this, Ed Hardy T-shirt that's, 8 times too small for me, dude. I'm going to show man boobs, show, nips, dude. The shirt's going to have, a carp, painted on it with, a crucifix and some Chinese writing, dude. I mean, it's stupid. Can somebody explain to me who thought that this was somehow cool at all? I didn't get any goddamn memo on fruity ass bastard attire being the chic thing to do out here in fruity ass shitbag America. I mean, can somebody explain this to me? And the bad part about it is that these stupid bimbos are actually falling for this crap. You know what I mean? Bimbos are actually banging these guys that are wearing these shirts. That's why they're wearing them. You know what I mean? That's why they're wearing them, for Christ's sake. They're wearing them because they got, I have no idea. I have no idea. You women are basically turning the males into absolute pussified jerks. I mean, I kid you not. I kid you not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, let me move on. Jesus Christ, where are we at? Where are we at, engineer? Jesus Christ, I lost my train of thought talking about these fruity bastards. Where am I? Okay, I get you. We got wheat futures up $15.25, a percentage increase of 2.12%. You notice everything that we eat is going up? Jesus Christ. Sugar. Jesus Christ. I mean, anybody who's trading anything in sugar, I mean, this is one of those sugar spikes for the ages, for Christ's sake. It continues to go up. It is up today 35 cents, a percentage increase of 1.28%. We've been talking about increases in the 1-2 percentile range, daily range of increases on sugar for the past couple of weeks. And like I said, my speculation is it's hot. It's hot all over America. It's hot all over the world, for Christ's sake. People are going to, getting popsicles or getting shaved ice or getting those stupid sand. They're getting all those sugar-induced cold, nice summertime little treats. Yeah, not to mention, I think that we've got emerging markets throughout the international community that actually like sugar. They're making more capital because they're producing something into the world economy. They're making a little capital, and now they're starting to live a little lavish. They like sugar. Woo! Anyway, let's keep going and get through with the markets, for Christ's sake. Soybean futures are up $5.50. Lumber took a dive today, $6.90 on the negative, a percentage decrease of 2.58% for lumber today. Jesus Christ, that was horrible. Oat futures are unchanged today. We've got soybean oil futures down 9 cents, and I guess, the bull-nosed bull dykes are taking a day off from the 4th of July muff diving session because wool is down at $10. Wool futures are down $10. Now, did anybody see the metals, for Christ's sake? I mean, Jesus Christ, the metals. Oh, jeez. I mean, these prices are nothing. All right, right now, these prices should be at least 30 or 40% more than they're at currently. And the only reason that they're not 30 or 40% more than they are currently now is because of that unprecedented margin increase requirement for trading these specific metals. Once again, the government trying to artificially bring down the cost of gold and silver so that investors will fool themselves into believing that the liquidity that they have in their bank accounts isn't losing value. It isn't losing value because basically what gold and silver is a gauge of the value of the currency. When you see a high value on gold and silver, that means the integrity of the currency in question is questionable. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, if you take a look at this, and if you're on Google, if you happen to want to read into this, or if you're a kid looking for a straight A, thing to write about, you should write about this, just weird, unprecedented move by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange to increase margin requirements, which hadn't been done for like 30 years. Hadn't been done for 30 years, but since gold and silver were trading at high levels, remember, folks, what was it? In mid-spring, we saw silver at $50. We saw silver at $50 a troy ounce, for Christ's sake. But once they put in this margin requirement, all of a sudden the metals tanked. They crashed. Why? Because they wanted to make sure that these metals are at these types of price levels so that they can manipulate the investor and the general American public into believing that the currency they have in their savings accounts is worth more than it actually is. And it's not. And not only did they redo the whole rigmarole about margin requirements, they did it twice in 1 week. Not once, twice in 1 week, which is unprecedented. All right? It's unprecedented. Anyway, let me get through the goddamn markets. Copper futures are up $3.20 today. That's a percentage increase of 0.74%. Gold is up. Did everybody see gold? Jeez. I mean, when I saw gold drop in here within the past couple of days, or past couple of weeks, excuse me, when I saw gold, kind of dropping, I knew for a fact that, this was just going to be short-lived, that we were going to have some kind of bull market coming to gold at this point. I mean, you can only kick a can down the road so much, all right? But gold is up $33.90. That's a percentage increase of 2.29% on the day, closing out at $1,516.50 per troy ounce of gold. I mean, this is looking good, This is looking really, really nice. And you take a look at silver. Oh, man, silver looked bullish today. It was up $1.65. That's a percentage increase of 4.87% on the day. 4.87% on the day for silver, for Christ's sake. Closing out at $35.51 per troy ounce of silver. Believe me, we're going to start seeing these things go up regardless of the margin requirements, regardless of what the government tries to do in an attempt to manipulate the markets. They're only throwing fuel on the fire. It makes no sense. You understand? No sense whatsoever. So anyway, let me move on. We've got livestock. Live cattle futures are up 52 cents today. That's a percentage increase of 0.47%. Cattle feeder futures are up 72 cents, a percentage increase of 0.52%. And for all you assholes that like a couple of ham bones shoved down your gullet every now and then, lean hog is up 45 cents today, a percentage increase of 0.48%. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, folks. It's one of these rare moments that we get like these news, the unprecedented news coming in as the show goes broadcasting live on the air. We broadcast live every time, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday. Sometimes we take a day off here and there, but Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Central Standard U.S. time. So make sure you spread the word about that. And before we get into anything, I'd like to say that we do have, somewhat of a sponsor here. Folks, the peeps that are kind of taking advantage of the summer, especially you wacky kids out there that are, trying to practice any kind of sexual relations with one another. We've got a new sponsor here that's actually, going to hook you up. Same-day STD testing, private, confidential, the whole 9 yards, all right? Just give them a call right now, all right? Get a pen, get a pad. I know that everybody's like, snickering. I know everybody's snickering and laughing and, I can't believe it, this and that. Hey, you ain't going to be laughing if you go out like Willie Lump Lump. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be laughing when you got black sores all over your wet noodle there. You understand? You're not going to be laughing, if you got butt herpes or anything of that nature. You're not going to be laughing. So what I'm saying is that, since you wacky kids aren't going to go out there and practice abstinence,